It's the final few seconds before the lights go out, and the race to the podium begins. You know this battle will be won off the track as well as on it. You've studied your tactics, anticipated every move like a grandmaster. You've researched and analyzed, modified and fine-tuned to perfection. You have honed your instincts to give you an edge over your rivals. Your drivers focused, your team ready. The championship in the balance. First past the checkered flag, the goal. Epic victory or ultimate failure. There is only a heartbeat between them. Motorsport Manager. Take control.
Hi Dead Shores, I see you in chat. How are you? Hello the rest of chat. Hello YouTube. Hello everybody else who's watching. I hope everybody is well. Right, I do need to make sure that the game is working as well, so I'm going to watch the stream for a couple of seconds, but how are you? How is everybody? I'm going to play a new game today, obviously. I said I was going to, and I am going to. I'm going to play Motorsport Manager, and I kind of realized as I was thinking about it last night and also today, that I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to talk during this game, so I may end up talking about something completely random just to fill the space. So if I do that, then you know, enjoy it. There's a pretty good chance because there's going to be times in this game where there's kind of not much to say, but we'll see what happens. And I'm going to go through a few races, and I'm going to explain the game when it's all in front of me as well. I did go through the opening part very quickly to start off with because one of the main reasons is that it asks for your date of birth, and I don't feel like giving you guys that information, to be honest. So I did that part privately, but let me just make sure that it's fine. It looks like it's working, so fine. It's another one of these games where I can't really jump between stream and the game, so please do let me know if the sound balance is fine, or if it's too loud, or if anything else. I did turn the settings down because the game in general has been giving me some minor issues, which is pretty weird because it's not a particularly high intensity graphics game, but I had my second blue screen of death yesterday, so I guess the laptop is really surrendering. On the plus side though, I didn't have to restore the computer today, so hopefully it's a minor issue. But same caveat as yesterday, if the stream suddenly dies, just assume that I had a blue screen of death and that it wasn't intentional. And before anybody asks, yes, my shoulder is still bad, it's worse actually, and I'm going to pretend it's not happening as best as I can. So, Motorsport Manager. In this game, basically, it's kind of like a football manager or the rugby manager or the hockey manager, whatever managers are popular. There's a basketball manager. It's the same kind of idea. You're running a team, and you're trying to be the best. And I decided to start at the very bottom. I actually created my own driving series because I, quite frankly, don't give a fuck about F1, and I don't know any of these people anyway. So I created my own team. We are called AJDS Demons, or AJD Studios Demons. Yeah. Here we have AD's laptop reaching the end of its lifetime. Exactly. There's not much I could do about it, to be fair, but I'm actually considering doing a complete factory reset tomorrow, just to try and get a little bit longer out of it, and then just install literally all that I want. So transfer everything that I don't need on the computer onto an external hard drive, remove everything, reset it, and try and get a couple of months out of it with running it on minimum information, basically. I'm considering doing that tomorrow, because I'll have a bit of time after I've done all of my real life stuff that I gotta do, because Monday is my real life day for the most part. What was I saying? So yes, we are AJD Studios Demons, that's the name of the racing team. We have two drivers. We have, I think his name is Andre. Yes, Andre Gomez from Brazil, and we have Faith Anthony from America. We are of course, a British director, manager, what the hell are they called? I don't know. Leader of the team, running a Russian company, of course, and nobody in the team is Russian because that's always how it works. So I started with, if you know this game, I started with no bonuses basically, so I went for somebody who, I'm not an ex-driver, I'm not an ex-mechanic, I'm nothing, I'm just a guy, I'm just a streamer who became a guy who leads a motorsport team, because that makes it more complicated and everything costs the same. So there's no cheats, if you will, or there's no bonuses, whatever you want to call it. I've actually got 10,000, I've actually got 10 million pounds though, which, you know, is a lot of money. In real life, it's not a lot of money in the game, but it's a lot of money in real life. And I believe that our chairman is a South African guy with a funky hat, but we'll find him in a moment. My car looks like this. I went for a kind of red and white theme, but I preferred to keep it in the red spectrum basically, so it's kind of a red and pink theme. The car is shit, as you can see, because we do start off at the bottom, and we're gonna have to climb. And I haven't actually had a look at the car yet, so let's have a quick look. Yeah, the car is looking rubbish, and the car is looking rubbish. Why are you giving me such a piece of rubbish to drive around in, boss? I'm a human being, I need my dignity. So that's how bad the car is, and it really is bad, Jesus. So to give you an idea of, oh my god. To give you an idea of the team that I usually play, because I usually play the Russian team that's slightly higher in the league, you can see where there's a performance number here. The performance of the other Russian team, their engine runs at something like 230. Ours runs at 9. The suspension is 160 or something. Ours is 12, etc., etc. Yeah. So our car is really bad, basically, and we need to get working on that very quickly. And we probably have a really bad team as well. Do we have anything in the headquarters? Not really. I do actually want to upgrade the factory as quickly as possible so we can try to catch up, so that's going to be one of our priorities, but I do want to improve the car first, and I only have 10 million to spend, and it costs 1.3 million each time we drive, so good luck. We're going to rely very heavily on sponsors. Oh, he's British this time. Okay, usually he's a South African guy, but our chairman is British as well. He looks exactly the same though. Interesting. So compared to the rest of the league, you can see we have a crap car, we have crap headquarters, crap staff, crap sponsors, crap pit crew, but we have good drivers. Well, we have okay drivers. We're 7th. So, we're not doing anything. Oh god, those numbers. Yeah. So we're not really gonna manage anything. But you know, we're Russians. We keep going. Nobody in the team is Russian at all. But we're a Russian company, so we're going to Russian our way through this. And yeah, my drivers aren't too bad actually. Jose Domingo is not particularly impressive, but he's a third driver anyway. But you know, we got okay drivers. Do they have any? So we got a narcissist who's good for marketability, and we have a nice girl. I don't know what the hell nice girl does. Mechanic relationship, teammate morale, and chairman's happiness. There we go. So okay, she's going to keep everybody happy, and the other guy is going to work on our marketability. So that sounds good. And in terms of staff, we've got a shit lead designer, a shit race mechanic, and another shit race mechanic. And why is everybody American in this team? I need to get rid of these Americans. We are going to try and build into a Russian team as we go forward. So I'm going to be hiring. I'm not going to hire Russians just for the sake of it, but if I can see a Russian is good, I'm going to hire a Russian over somebody who's slightly better from a different country. So we're going to try and go everybody Russian but me and the chairman over time. That's going to be the way we go. He's kind of good, so we'll take him. I need to increase the pit team a little bit just so we've got some backup, because you need to switch them as time goes on. And when I say good, again, if we compare it to the other teams, they've got like 16, 15, 14, 17, 18, and we've got, you know, maximum 9. But still, it's slightly better than nothing. So we're basically looking for people who are green. I'll consider these two, but I'm not going to buy them yet. And let's make the pit crew as best we can straight away. So, right, he's not too good at the job he's doing, so he can be the front check. He's not too good at the job he's doing, so he can be the rear jack. That puts them both up to 7. And we want this guy we just hired in fixing on one of the front tires, so instead of this guy probably. And probably this guy instead of this guy. Yeah? Yeah, that looks better. And then we want you on the team as well instead of you. And I think I need to get one more tire guy, because tire fixing, refuel. Oh Jesus, we got nobody to replace them with. So we're going to have to keep one useless person on the team at the moment. Is there a slightly less useless person? You're a slightly less useless person. But I'm actually going to fire you because you're completely useless and I don't want to spend money on you. Goodbye. You're also kind of useless, so I'm also going to fire you. Goodbye. And you're even worse than everybody else I've spoken about, but you are Russian. But I did say that you got to at least be good, so goodbye. So yeah, we've got to replace the pit crew as we go along as well, which is an expense that we don't really want. I'm going to start scouting all the Russians as well, and Russian adjacent, so we'll go for like Kazakhstan or Belarus, Ukraine, anything like this basically. That's Indonesia, that's not Poland. I suppose we'll have a look at the Latvian as well. Also kind of close to the border. And I guess we'll take the Dutch just because Shores is here. So Russian, 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 Russian. Singapore, Slovakia, South Africa, Korea, Spain. I know my flags, by the way. I don't even need to look at them for the most part. I struggle with things like Tuvalu maybe, but in general I know my flags pretty well. We may take the Finnish as well, because the Finnish are usually quite good in this game. And again, they're kind of adjacent to Russia, so I'll have a look at the Finnish guys as well, guys and girls. So just to make sure that we got a couple of people in the background, and I also want to favorite all the Russians here. If there are any. There are two! This one's not working actually. How much money does he want? Oh god, it's this guy. Oh no, he's expensive. We can't afford him. I know that we can't afford him. He is actually pretty good though. And same with the race mechanics, I just want to favorite them. I'm going to have to replace them next season, not this season, but because I can't afford to replace them this season basically. The first season is just making sure that we survive, and then after that we build on trying to be competitive. And I did start off with the middle. What's the word? The middle settings. So I've got medium. Okay, I got medium finances and I got medium pressure. That's the word. And I got medium pressure from the chairman. So to be honest, the chairman's going to be happy with us losing for a couple of seasons, though. So it's not a huge deal. And I also want to, of course, put all of the money into next season's car. So we are going to pick up sponsors in a little bit, and nothing like that has happened yet. So let's have a look. So getting things started, yeah, fine. So our assistant is a balding guy with a beard. That's nice. I usually prefer it when there's a guy with a huge afro, but we'll take it. First of all, can I just say that I'm amazingly excited to be your assistant here at this wonderful new venture. Just saying that I work for AJDS Demons gives me an immense pleasure, I can assure you. I'll be around to update you with everything from around the team. For now, it might be an idea to start signing some sponsorship deals and looking around for some driving talent. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity. Let's make AJDS Demons the best team in the world. We will, but it will take us like 2 decades. And targets for the first season, we're definitely taking 10th. Aiden, the first order of business is to lay down our targets for the year. The corresponding budget that you set will have to last you all year, so be careful with your spending. We need to build the team up completely from scratch. Frankly, we have temporary staff and drivers, no sponsors, a weak car, and a shoddy HQ. Not much to do then. With this in mind, where do you think we can hope to finish by the end of the season? First, of course! No, okay. Oh, he's going to give me money up front. That's nice of him. Go on then, give me some money. We still can't spend it though. That's the biggest problem. But okay. Because it has to last us all season. We do pick up some more money from sponsors though, at least. I'd like to present my initial report on the state of the team. Take a deep breath. Our drivers are awful, our designer is awful, our mechanics are awful. You need to get hiring fast. You know where to find me. Thanks, Jangery Bredkin. And I've been handling the management of the pit crew up until now, but I understand that you might want to take charge of them. There are 3 main things to know. They suck, they suck, they suck. No. Job-specific stats, every pit crew, blah blah blah. I basically just went through this, so I'm not going to read it. Okay, got it. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So, what do we do in this game? Basically, we make our car better. That's the first job, but we need to start with the engine. The first race, generally speaking, everything breaks. It's normal. It's normal for our team, it's normal for everybody else's team. But actually, our car is pretty reliable. We may actually do okay on the first race, and the first race is in our home space of Russia. So, you know, maybe we'll survive the first race, but we'll see. If you hear me screaming in the background, it might be my arm, it might be because something went horribly wrong in the game. So just assume it's something that went horribly wrong in the game, and I decide to scream about it, because that sounds like me. Okay, nearing the end of his career, I don't care. Interview request. Okay, what do you want? Well, you certainly picked up a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points at all this season? No. I'm quietly confident that we'll manage a few decent finishes. No, I'm not. But I'm making no promises. Let's just give our drivers a little bit of a boost. Andre Gomez is seen by the fans as your top driver. Do you agree with that? Or would you say that Faye Fantasy is better? I'm lucky enough to have inherited 2 great drivers. Let's get the drivers in the best possible morale they can have. In the UKSN season preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 10th in a team's championship. Is that accurate, or do you think that you can do any better? The prediction seems fair, but I'm hoping that we're going to surprise you. That's not going to change anything, but still. You're an outsider when it comes to the world of motorsport. How did you end up with a job? I'm a streamer. A lot of luck was involved, it's true, but I intend to make the most of this chance. I met the chairman at an event, we got talking about the European Racing Series, and I like my ideas. Simple as that. I have no idea, to be honest. The chairman must be off his rocker. Yeah, no, we'll go with that one. Okay, that's fine. We lost a slight boost, but we picked up +5 morale overall, so I'm okay with that. There is actually an autosave in this game, so I'm going to rely a little bit on the autosave, and I'm going to save in between races, basically. Before races and after races, so if it does crash, then I can just go straight back to the closest race that we were involved in. I won't save in race, though, because that doesn't seem very good. And I don't know how many races I'm going to do. Each race is between 20 and 30 laps, so it takes some time, generally speaking, but we'll see how far we get. Right, we got some sponsors now, so let's sort that out. Let's get some monies. If you're interested in playing the games, you always have to do the maths, by the way. So you got 10 races here, so you're making 1,000 per race. You got 4 races here, so I think this one is actually slightly better than the 1,000 for 10, and you got 6 races, so you only pick up 6 times 150. So I think the best for us actually is this one. We get the most money for the time that we're using it. Yes. He says. Yes. I could actually do the maths out loud, I guess, but I don't want to. It's too early in the day for that. And 1.5 million, that's nice. It's only option though. And the higher the marketability of your team, the better sponsors you get. You know, which makes sense. And I guess our team is not very marketable, to be honest, so we have to take what we get. Oh, will you stop giving me updates about people going live? I like people going live, but, you know, I'm busy. 10 races, 800,000 is better than 12 races for 500, and 8 races for 1 up front and just under half the price, so... Oh crap, I actually have to do maths for this one. So 4 times 8 is 32, and plus 750, and 10 times 8 is better. Yeah. Okay. Second or above doesn't matter. We're never going to get second or above, so we're going to take the upfront payment because that's the only money we're going to get from them. We're never getting second, basically. And we could get 13th, that's possible. We could definitely get 14th, but I prefer the upfront payment to... I prefer the guaranteed upfront payment to the potential 150, so we're going to take this one. I'm gonna leave the what do I want to say? I'm gonna leave the factory update until the end of the season. I do want to get it done now, but I don't think we can realistically afford it. We got to focus on making the car better mostly. Okay, so report on the Black Sea race. I prepared a brief report on the next race in the calendar, Black Sea in Russia. It will be a 30-lap race. The lap length is 2.6 miles, and the lap record is 1 minute 21 seconds, 391 milliseconds. There is likely to be some rain during the race. Fuck. With Sunday showing a 40% chance of rain. Without too many chances for the cars to get up to full speed, this track really favors excellent acceleration. Eastwood have the best gearbox in the championship, so they'll be expected to perform well. The tyre compounds chosen for this race are super soft and soft. It's a fairly good track for tyre wear, and our car is pretty excellent at that. So we should be able to make the tyres last. Great. That's all for me. If you have any other queries, I would suggest consulting the calendar. It's no secret that as Design Center is severely lagging. You don't say. I know it's a lot to ask. Okay, I'm glad you know. I'm done with my scouting mission. Okay, let's have a look at Artyom. Artyom is pretty good, but he's already hired for 3 years, so we don't need to worry about Artyom at the moment. The performance work he had us doing is finished. Oh really? Okay, right, we'll get you doing something else then. Finally, the moment of all European Racing Series, blah 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 blah, okay. Retiring, scouting report again, Rick de Graaf. He's also pretty good, and he actually finishes at the end of the season, so we'll keep an eye on him. And Zoya Udris, the Latvian, also pretty good, also ending this season, so we'll keep an eye on her as well. Hopefully one of those two will be somewhat affordable. I doubt it, but we'll keep an eye anyway. Wait, I thought there were loads of Russians. Why are there only 3 Russians? Ah, no, wait, drivers. I thought I clicked on loads of Russians. I did. Why are you only scouting 3 of them? Ah, okay, no, you're not. It's just that you're slow. Okay, got it. Right, let's try and get to a race. We're at a race, great. So, the only thing we're possibly going to get is 13th, so we kind of have to take this. It's not going to help us with our budget issues, but at least, you know. No, there is no at least. It's just not going to help us with our budget issues. So, we're doing track layout F. Okay. So, now we save. Save as, actually. So I should point out that when I play as Firebird, the worst result I've had over 2 seasons so far was 2nd and 8th, and I win almost every single race. So I do know how to play this game, but my team really sucks. I cannot overstate that enough. So we're going to be losing a lot, but I'm going to do my best to tactically secure us some points at least, and then hopefully some finances at the end. Okay, this is going to be so bad. I'm looking forward to it. So, Black Sea GP, which I believe is somewhere near what's it near? I don't know, it's kind of near the Crimea. That's probably the best way to put it, I think. To give you somewhat of a concept of where it is. I can't think of the city it's in. I used to know what city it's in, but I can't think off the top of my head. So probably the races, to be honest, are based on real people, but I really don't know F1 races. And I mean, I know all the big names, but I don't know anybody who's this low in the leagues. And even the big names, I can only tell you their names. I can't tell you anything about them. And the tracks are real as well. Oh, it's raining. Cool. So we're in the bottom group in the European, no, not the European, in the F1 series, which is the European series, which means that we have a practice session every race, and we have a race every race. Somewhere around the Black Sea, probably. Yeah, but the Black Sea is, you know, relatively big. It's in the it's on the border of Iran, I believe. Iran? Iraq. Iran. Yeah, it's on the border of Iran somewhere. Well, you can see there's the Black Sea in the background. I don't know if you can see the cursor, but we're looking at the Black Sea, and we're looking at the race around the Black Sea. So, in practice, basically, you get your car set up as best you can, and I am going to, it's not exactly cheating, but I've done this so many times that I actually have saved setups that I know work. So I'm going to give myself whatever benefit I can get by giving these guys the closest thing to a good setup that I can. And we're going to lose anyway, so it doesn't matter, but we're going to do our best to basically get somewhat of a result. A good result basically is 15 plus for this team. So if we get 15th with one driver, that's a good result. So there's our expectations. Anything higher is a bonus and kind of a miracle, and anything lower is expected. There will be there's definitely one race where we're going to finish 19th and 20th guaranteed, and there's going to be a couple others where that's also possible. Every race that's possible, obviously. So, and I'm going to do practice relatively quickly, but I'll give you a quick idea. So obviously the front wing and the rear wing help with cornering in general. The tyre pressure and the tyre camber help with the handling in general, and the gear ratios and the suspension help with the speed balance for the most part. So that's what we're looking at, and you can see here they're going to have smiley faces. They're going to tell you, oh, this is great, this is great, this is great, or they're going to say, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, fix it. But they're going to say, this is great, this is great, this is great, basically, after a couple of laps. And I'm already pretty confident with the F, so we're going to give them as much fuel as possible so they can get the highest level of bonuses in the race, which are not going to help them, but they're going to make me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. And I'm going to do it in normal speed on practice first, just so you can see kind of how the game works, and then I'm going to speed it up. And basically you can change the style of driving, so you put more pressure on the tires and you put more pressure on the engine, and we're going to put maximum pressure to get the best speed we possibly can in the second lap. Actually, we're going to start off a little bit slower. And I probably should have put intermediates on when I think about it, but never mind. It's not too wet. I'm hoping it's not going to be raining tomorrow, so we may have to switch to intermediates when they come back in. And we're basically maximally zoomed in, so it's a top-down game for the most part. And this isn't a race, this is just practice, so we're getting used to the track with these two drivers. And Domingo won't be racing. Domingo is our one of our test drivers, so he does the setup for the other American, the nice girl. And I'm glad he's not a driver because he's complacent, so he's quite happy just losing, and you know, that's kind of good for our team, but at the same time I prefer a little bit of fight in our guys, and the rain is actually giving it a little bit of lag, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I actually turned the rain setting down for this very reason, because I did notice that the rain was causing problems, and it looks pretty poor quality at the moment because I put the rain quality to minimum, but to be honest it's still fine. I'm okay with this. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad for you. How's it look on stream actually? Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. So we're one lap in, so let's get to maximum pressure on the car. As far as I can tell, putting maximum pressure in practice doesn't affect the race quality, but when you put maximum pressure on the car, obviously you've got more chances of breaking something in the car, in the race itself. But this is basically what you do. You manage the strategy, and you decide when the drivers are going to pit. That's your job. The drivers do the rest of it themselves. So you know, it's really like Football Manager, Basketball Manager, etc. The Football Manager, people play football. You just decide when they've had enough football and they need to come sit on a bench. It's kind of the same idea here. You decide when to pit. And to be honest, for this team, I think I'm going to go for a relatively non-pressured drive, but try and outlast the other cars on the road. That's my plan. So basically, try for some late pits and try for minimum pits, so we have a better chance of... and you can see how much faster the other cars are than us. So we have a better chance of making up time when the other racers are pitting, basically. Though this blue car that you can see right here, if it will stop lagging, this blue car here, I'm pretty sure that's Gerard. Can I click on him actually? Where is he? Oh no, it's not Gerard. Okay, so it's oh crap, where is he? It's Antonov, there he is. So downforce feels bang on good. So both Antonov and Gerard, which are the two that I usually play as. This guy specifically, he has a superpower essentially. He can get fuel in his car incredibly quickly, and it means that every time he pits, basically it costs him 5 seconds less than any other car. So this guy is broken, essentially, and he's pretty difficult to beat in general. Playing as him, it's cool because you're almost guaranteed first place. But playing against him means that he can suck a dick for the most part. So I'm going to speed this up because we're trying to get points on these kind of tires specifically, and then we'll switch to intermediates if we have time. But I'm more focused on getting the best possible results out of these yellow tires because I'm hoping it's not going to rain on the race itself. And I'm already pretty confident that they've already given me feedback that has told me everything I need to know, to be fair, and I'm pretty confident we're going to be fine. Okay, so you can see there's a 1 second gap between the majority of... Oh, we actually picked up. I was about to say we're 3 seconds behind everybody, but okay, we did okay in the end. This doesn't give me too much hope. I still think we're screwed, and it's basically picked up because we're on better tires for the current weather than everybody else. So, yeah, even though this looks like we can potentially get 5th and 15th, it's very, very unlikely. And tires are dead, fuel is dead, so they're both going to come in probably, but there's only a minute left, so I don't care. We're basically done with this practice. So we'll get a boost to tires, and we'll get a boost to performance. Come on, get the third one. Yeah, race trim 3, sorted. Okay. I'm excited about something that isn't going to help us at all. I'm still in the mindset that I'm playing as a good team, Right then. We actually got 5th, which is really good. 5th fastest, and 15th, which is also really good. It doesn't help us at all, but it's a really good result, so people are going to say fantastic things here. So one of our fans is going to tell us that we're doing great, even though we suck, and Motor Racing Magazine is going to say that, for some reason we did really well when we should have done terribly. And World Sports Network is going to talk about Faith Anthony being particularly impressive. So now we're going to disappoint them in the race itself, and it is raining. Crap. So we're going to get 13th. We're going to try and get 13th, but I don't like my chances. So practice gives us some knowledge, basically, so we can get the best result out of soft tires. We got level 2 out of 3, and we can get a 15% performance increase from racing on the track and understanding how it works. So that's going to give us some slight boosts in the race. And the same here, and we are going to rely on soft tires. So like I said originally, I'm not going to push the cars too hard. Basically, I'm going to try and outlast every other car, and it may backfire, but that's going to be the strategy in this race. And we're going to try and basically secure a couple of middle positions. And we're also going to hope that somebody crashes. And actually, I need to have a look at the water. Is it going to get worse? Not really. We may have to pit around lap 8. Which we probably have to anyway, to be fair, so... But I once kind of pit one car on lap 10 and one car on lap 11, one car on lap 20, one car on lap 21. That's when I want to pit. But we'll see. So I'm going to let the other guys get a little bit of speed on the startup, and we're going to we're going to try and make our cars survive, basically, so we have a better chance of out-pitting the oppositions, because the pit can make a really big difference, because that can be multiple seconds. And here we can see all the drivers. The best drivers are basically the guys from Garuda, so the orange cars, the guys from FRT, the blue cars, and the guys from Vexala. I can't remember what color they are, but that team as well. So the Finnish driver, the French and Brazilian driver, and the boot champ, the Canadian driver, and that's it basically. Oh, and Eastwood. Eastwood are good as well. The Icelandic driver's very good too. The Brazilian is not us, so this Brazilian, not our Brazilian. And this guy is actually the designer of the game, so he put himself in the game as a driver. So, Mr. Mustache here, that's the guy who designed this game, Mr. Rogers, as I understand it. So, let's suck. "30 laps remaining." Everybody's gone out on dry tires. The wet tires, the green and the blue tires, they're literally wet tires. They're called wet tires and they're blue. And there's what are called intermediates, which are for light water, and they are green. But everybody's out on dry tires, so these soft and super soft. And because our car can't really handle the lag is in game, it's not in stream. Because our cars can't really. We have okay tire degradation, but not great. I'm focusing more on the ones that last longer. And Gomez has already dropped to 19th. That didn't take long. But okay, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and we can be the turtles in this game, and we can laugh at the rabbits as we lose to them. But still, Anthony dropped to 14th from 11th as well, so we've actually just dropped out of our target. But first lap, the first lap, most cars push. So you can see on the left-hand side where it says the standings, you can see everybody's tires are actually looking worse than my two drivers, because my two drivers are highlighted. So this is basically our strategy. We're trying to stay on the track for more laps. That's what we're trying to do. And I think Gomez especially is going to struggle because he's at the back of the pack already, and Anthony is almost there too, to be fair. So the other cars are going to slowly pull away, and we're going to find ourselves on our own in the back. But that's going to be part of it, and this feels like it's more zoomed out than usual. Yeah, it is. Let's try and zoom in a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. There we go. We're fully zoomed now. There does tend to be a crash in the first race as well, and it's very rarely the worst team. It's usually one of the better drivers that crash, so we're going to hope for a crash as well, which, you know, is a good strategy. Hope that somebody crashes so we can at least get 18th and 19th. Or if two cars crash into each other, even better. And now that I've said it, probably one of our cars are going to crash. But, you know, should be fine. Anthony's doing okay, actually. She's holding on to 17th. I mean, against Rogers, who's also a pretty shitty driver, but still. Yeah, Rogers designed the game, but he made himself kind of realistic with the driving skills, which is, you know, props to him. I always hope someone crashes when watching F1, makes it more entertaining. It does, it does. I'm actually going to keep an eye on Anthony, because she's in the more interesting position in the race. So let's watch her trying to keep Rogers off her ass. So bear in mind that literally everybody on the track has a much better car than we do. So it's mostly maneuvering and pit management that gives us any chance. So I think the worst car in the group has an engine of like 80. So that's still 8 times bigger than our engine, you know. So gives you an indication. And Rogers is probably going to overtake here. No, we're good. We're still going. Okay. Go, Anthony, go! I hate having Americans on a Russian team. I don't know why. It just feels like some kind of blasphemy. I don't think it often happens in real life. But whatever. We'll support our American darling. At least she's nice, apparently, or a good girl. I think they called it. No, get out of here! Get out of here, Tang! Stay back. Okay. Go, Anthony, go! What's her name, actually? Faith! Go, Faith, go! Yes, I'm actually excited that we're staying in 17th place. That's how impressive this is so far. We've held on to 17th place for 3 laps going into the 4th lap, and she's driving really well actually. You can see they have a rating, so Faith's rating is 9.8, which means she's driving basically the best she can, and Gomez's is 4.2, which means she's driving kind of averagely. 4.1 now, because of course. What was Gomez's trait actually? I forgot already. He's a narcissist, yeah? I think he was a narcissist, but okay. So he has some marketability at least, which helps us a bit. Every chance I get actually to improve our marketability, I will be taking it, even at the cost of the chairman's happiness and the driver's happiness, because there are some questions when they say, for example, so who's your best driver? And if you pick whichever driver, they get a marketability boost. So that's not the first option where they said who's your best driver, this one or this one. That just changes morale. But when they say, for example, simple question, who's your best driver? That's the marketability one. Is the rain getting worse? It is. Well, we're still going to try and... Yeah, the rain is actually going to... You can just about see the rain is going to pick up around lap 13, and it's going to keep getting wetter, so we are going to switch to intermediates in the second... after the first pit. But we are going to try and stay on the track as long as we possibly can without them. And again, you can see that our tyre degradation, so I'm over Anthony at the moment, is much better than everybody else's. This is the whole strategy. Make them pit before we pit. And the only time I'm really going to push is when I have a free track. Anthony's doing really well actually. She's made some distance between her and Rogers. Our tyres are a bit too... Our tyres are too cold though. I'm gonna have to push a little bit on the tyres, because them being this cold is gonna be a problem. But the only time I'm really gonna push is when people are in the pits and I need to get past them to try and make up some pace, basically. And as long as we got above 30%, I'm staying on the track. No. You don't need to pit for intermediates. Shut up. I'm the boss here. You need to pit for intermediates in about 3 laps. So that's what we're going to do. Trust me, I have no idea what I'm doing. The drivers do sometimes yell at you as well. Hey, Autismus Lord, how's it going? Which can be relatively annoying, especially when they say something that you've already thought about and you've already made a decision about, like yelling, I need intermediates, and I've already decided that you're going to get them in 3 laps. So yes, you do need intermediates, but everybody needs intermediates, and you can see that nobody's taking them yet, because it would be really stupid to do it now. So the drivers are stupid, never listen to them. What's this? This is Motorsport Manager. We are racing F1 cars as a Russian company with an American driver, a Brazilian driver, a British chairman, and a British manager, and a pit crew that's probably from all over the world. I didn't really pay much attention to the pit crew, to be honest. Somebody's already pitted. That's good. And the whole point of the game basically is to suck at driving, because we're the worst team in the league and we're going to try and grow. You took 16th, by the way. I know, because somebody pitted. Vannanen, the Finnish driver, has already pitted, but she'll catch up, don't worry. Yeah, she'll catch up. There you go. We're about to take 15th as well. Oh, we're about to take 10th. No, 11th. No, 12th. 12th. We're about to take 12th. So this is where the strategy comes in, yeah? So you can see that there are some fresh tyres with... so Ansnov is out on fresh tyres, Vannanen is out on fresh tyres, Chu, El Sadat. So you need to keep an eye on their times. So you can see that they're 34 seconds behind the leader, and they are 10 seconds behind my driver. So I want to try and make up more than 10 seconds before I get in the pit, because I'm going to be in the pit for about 16 seconds, I guess, with both cars with this team. So I need to keep that in mind, and these guys all still need to pit, but anybody who's behind, they're going to make up whatever the pit time is, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I think I explained something that was sensible, yeah? I guess so. And I'm going to pit Gomez first, because I want to give Anthony the best chance at getting the highest rank, because she's in front. Even though Gomez is our first driver, I don't really believe in first drivers myself, but he's actually contracted as the first driver, even though, you know, you can see Anthony is driving considerably better. So, we're going to try and keep Anthony on as long as possible, but we're going to pit Gomez first. And how bad is the water now? Yeah, I got 2 more laps basically. We're going to do 2 more laps on these non-wet tires, and then we're going to think about putting Gomez in. But Vanden and Antonov are making a lot of time on us, so we're definitely not outdoing them. But hopefully we can outdo the people like Rogers, Dreyfus, the yellow cars, the grey cars, and the red cars. There are 3 main rivals, because they're also shit. So that's that gives you some idea of what's going on. We're actually at 27 and 33. Okay, I need to pit probably this lap actually. No, next lap. Okay, so let's try and get a little bit of things going for Gomez here, and we'll pit him after this lap, and then Anthony will have 1 more lap out in the wet. Yeah, Gomez just sped up his car and immediately somebody took over. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? That's how bad our races are, basically. So yes, on the screen it looks like we're 6th, for example, but what I'm thinking actually is that we're about 10th because of the cars that are behind us that are definitely going to overtake. And I can actually speed you up as well now. And did you pass the pit? You did, so let's get you pitted. So we need to give you some 16 seconds, Jesus. Okay, how's the car looking though? The car is looking really good, which is surprising for the first race. Usually everything is kind of in the yellow, almost in the red at this stage already, so our car is actually looking pretty good, though we may have to fix the gearbox. Generally speaking, you need to fix things in this race. I'm going to take a balanced pit, but I may take a fast pit when later on when everybody's having problems with their parts. As you can see, Gerard is already fixing something. That's what this red crossed Soviet-style spanners means. That they're fixing a part. You can simultaneously fix a part and change tires, but fixing a part usually takes longer, especially if the condition is really bad. And why am I watching Gomez? This green thing as well means the car is pitting, so we're going to overtake Tang here for certain. I'm going to try and overtake him in the field, but oof, I need to get off these tires actually, so that we can survive the lap. And I'm going to actually make sure we survive the lap because we've been pushing this lap. And Anthony will be pitting immediately after, because obviously the problem is we only have 1 pit crew, so if you have both cars pitted together, they end up stacking, and you lose a hell of a lot of time. Also 16 seconds. Yeah, our pit crew really sucks. And the car is almost in perfect condition. Great. That's actually really good. So we're going to go into the pit in 7th place probably, which is pretty good for our team. Though we do have to take 1 more pit later on. And I actually managed to keep the strategy of I pitted Andre on the 10th lap, and I'm going to pit Anthony at the end of the 11th lap. So we actually managed to follow the strategy quite fine. And to be honest, I'm just going to slow down again. We're going to maintain the condition of the car and hope that that works. Well, Andre is at the back again, so that lasted long. But he is going to potentially catch up with nobody, so you know that's good. Potentially catching up with nobody, that works, yeah. Yeah. Jons Dotir is one of the best drivers, so I'm not at all surprised that she just completely left us in the dirt there. And also, we're not on wets yet, so even though I probably should have done it on 9 and 10, not 10 and 11 with the water, but well, tough now. So Anthony's probably going to finish about 17th, 18th. If we're quick, 17th. If we're not quick, then... Oh no, there's more cars pitting, so... We may still be... No, I was right. 18th, something like that. 19th, looks like. Because the other pit crew are quicker as well, so... Alright. We're where we belong. We're 19th and last. But again, the aim of the game is outlast the other cars. That's what we're hoping for. But we have actually lost a lot of time with that in the end. I really left the wets one lap too long for certain. And it's gonna stay roughly intermediate, and then we're gonna get a little bit less wet towards the end of the race, it looks like. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this until we get a few more laps of wetness, and we'll decide what we finish the race on. So I probably could push a little bit, but I don't know if it's worth it. And the rain is going to cause some minor lag issues in the game. I don't think I can do much about it. I have actually turned a lot of the settings down, but still the rain is making it a little bit chuggy. But as usual, it's in-game, it's not in stream. Oh, Autismus Lord, what happened with your school? Did you get any news? Because you were talking about your schools yesterday and what could potentially happen. So what happened in the end? Did you get some news? I should have a look for Romanian and Hungarian drivers as well now, and potential team members, because, you know, keep up with the chat basically. Oh yeah, so what did you hear? What happened? We didn't get any news. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, because I know that you wanted news, so I'm sorry to hear that. I just realized I didn't actually put the team back on improving parts of the car, did I? I'm going to have to wait till after the repairs are done now, but okay. At least we'll have full reliability on the engine, which we're going to replace anyway, but never mind. I'm not entirely sure how to spend the money in this group, to be honest, because we don't have enough of it. So, if you didn't get any news, I'm not sad, so that's good. Okay, that's good. So if you didn't get any news, what does that mean? You got to assume that you're going to school tomorrow? Physically, I mean? I guess so. I suppose that would make sense, maybe? Hard to say. I was actually, I was speaking to my dad yesterday about coronavirus in Britain, and politicians are saying pretty stupid things and saying that it's ending, apparently. So I think they mean more that they're ending the restrictions more than the disease itself is ending. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I know that Europe in general has been quite strict with restrictions for the most part. I'm going back to school tomorrow. Okay. Is that good, or do you prefer the long distance style learning? Because I know that a lot of my students actually prefer the long distance because of the amount of time they get. They don't like the process itself, but they like the overall impact of it, basically. So we got 7 laps that we. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of speed on the cars at this stage because I think we can afford it. Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's try and make up a little bit of time by putting by getting a little bit more out of these cars if possible. Because the only advantage that we have is our cars are pretty reliable. And other cars don't really have that. I'm actually 9 seconds. I was going to say only 9 seconds. 9 seconds is quite a lot actually. But if we can make up this gap so we have less than 9 seconds, and we are slowly making up the gap, then maybe we have a chance of at least finishing in our 15th spot, which is our personal target. I know that the sponsor target is 13th, but I want to finish at least in 15th. Well, since I'm in 8th grade, online is not the best choice. I don't really understand how the grade makes a difference, but okay. I'm not even sure what that means in your system. What are there? 11 grades, I guess, something like that. Probably something like that. I'd advise against giving that information online, by the way. Just because. Keep yourself safe. Don't tell people that. I'm not going to do anything with the information, don't worry, but generally speaking, I'd advise against telling people that kind of information. Sorry, need to stretch the... Ah, that clicked good, okay. Sorry, shoulders still give me massive issues. Hey, we had a crash! Where is he? Okay, we got at least one spot. Oh, we teleported to the pit. Isn't that nice? So, Roger's crashed. Good. That means that we can't finish last. At least. It's a shame it wasn't one of the good drivers, but it actually was one of our rivals at least, so that helps our team for the most part. Now and also going forward. Right. Yeah, we want to get off Indus again, so we'll go 2 more laps like this, and then we'll go back to normal tires and hopefully see the race out. Yeah, yeah, we have actually followed our tactics the way that we originally wanted to. Let's have some more crashes, or somebody needing to retire because the car can't handle it. That also works for us. We get a test that will define where we're going, so if we get passing grades we can go on to different schools, but if we don't get passing grades we stay here. Now we have to write 3 tests in Romanian, Hungarian and Maths now. I aced the Romanian test, so that won't be a problem, but Maths is not so good. I see. I think. So you're in like a... So you got like a 3-school system in Hungary then, it sounds like. Kind of starting school, middle school, high school. It's like the American system, basically. I see. So what you're saying is basically it's an important year for your results, and you don't want to be. You'd rather be in school itself because you've got a better chance of getting good marks, basically. Okay, that's clear. That makes perfect sense to me. We're back up to 14th, 15th, but 14th, 16th now because Anthony just lost a position. But I don't think we're going to stay here. We may have to pit Anthony first to give her a better... No, we'll still pick Gomez first, I think, to give him a slightly better chance of... To give Anthony a slightly better chance, because she's got more chance of finishing in a higher position. Yeah, I can see. I can see that they're wearing down. Actually, I can. Yeah, we can get off that because you've only got 1 more lap to go. Right. How's the water? The water's fine. So let's bring you back out on. Yeah, soft, because we need you to survive at least 10 laps. Yeah, we're gonna add 10 laps, I think. No, we will fill you up. It's not going to change the time, actually. Harrier parts, you should survive, in theory. Should we risk it fast? Maybe. Maybe. We're gonna risk a fast pit and try and shave off 3 seconds so we have a slightly better chance. It'd be easy to explain and go into details in voice. No, it's fine. I get the idea. No problem. I don't have a voice option as well. I mean, you're welcome. You are actually welcome to join my Discord, but I don't use it for streaming purposes. You get paid by your school. Now that sounds good. So, if you are looking for Discords to join, etc., you can join them. Also, let's shout out Dead Shores at this point when we're losing our race. So, shout out to Dead Shores, the Dutchman who plays Minecraft in English for some reason and plays Sea of Thieves with me and some other Dutch crew. I'm the British guy on the Dutch crew for some reason every Wednesday night, and on Fridays now he plays Demons 3 as well, which is like Dungeon Keepers and what the hell is the other game? It's like some other game. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Another the Evil Genius thing. It's kind of like the Evil Genius games as well, where it's like a base builder and you play as all the evil things, minions, and you kill humans, dwarves, high elves. You know, it's good fun. It's a good Friday evening. Anyway, in general, Dead Shores is Dead Shores is generally good fun, and he says he also wants to get paid for school. Don't we all? Oh wait, I do get paid for school, but in a different way. And yeah, if you're not following Dead Shores, then go follow him because he's good fun, and he's on an affiliate race, so you know, help him get there. 200 lei per month. 200 lei is 50 euros, really? That sounds too much. It might be though. €50 is a lot for a school student. I don't think that is quite right, but maybe it is. I almost forgot to pit, so let's go pitting. We'll also try for a fast pit with Anthony, because why not at this stage, I guess. Gomez may manage to hold on to 18th at least, and who else needs to pit? We do, Tang does, and Mello does. So Tang is 40 seconds ahead of Gomez, no chance, and they're already back out. Yeah. Still, let's focus mostly on survival now. I know it's 40. Yeah, that sounds closer. I'm paying 2,000 a year. Yeah, sounds about right. That sounds like university. I've still got something like £15,000 worth of debt from university. So you know, and I was in university 11 years ago now. So you know. The way the British system works is really bad, though. Well, the English system specifically, because I'm not on the Scottish system. The Scottish system is a bit better, but I was on the English and Welsh system, which is the same for some reason. Right. Let's get a little bit of heat in these tires so we can potentially make the most of them. But now we're hoping that some cars are struggling in the last couple of laps. When it gets to about 27, we're going to push really hard because our cars should survive until then. But we need to survive the first few laps first. So Gomez's car is looking. I think we'll survive the race at least. And Anthony's car is looking a little bit worse, but I think that she'll survive it as well. Gomez up to 16th. We're not pitting anymore, so the position is actually worth it now. So we've got 16th and 18th. I don't think we're going to hold against Dreyfus, to be honest, though. Even though Dreyfus is one of our main opponents, she's the better driver. She or he? Yeah, she. I was right. She is the better driver in the team, so... And yeah, she's just taken over. Her tyre deck is really bad though, so we may be able to catch up with her again at the end, so long as Gomez can stay on her, basically. We'll try and take over in the last couple of laps. But I'm going to save some fuel so we can really push the car at the end. And actually, the majority of cars have had to pit 3 times. We've only had to pit twice, so our strategy's worked, I think. It's a bit too early to say, but I think we're going to survive the race. So, you know, we're probably going to get 13th here. No, we're not. We're going to get 14th if we're lucky. Okay, 15th. Well, to be honest, 15th is fine. So we have caught up pretty well overall here, and we're in our own personal goal of 15th. That's where I want to finish. Obviously 13th is a bonus, and we'll take it if it happens, but I'm not holding my breath for 13th, and also holding my breath for 6 laps is a really bad idea in general. The one thing that's kind of a shame about playing this team is we don't have the really exciting endings. You know, there are times when I'm playing the other teams and I'm like 3rd or 4th at this point, and I'm doing a similar strategy. And the last laps are really just chasing down the car in front, but these cars can't chase at the moment, so it's going to be pretty harsh. I'm gonna have to put Gomez already on slightly higher. I'm gonna push Gomez a bit earlier. Oh crap! I'm still on push with Anthony as well. Save the tires. It's like save the trees, but less ecological or something. Come on, defend against Chu. Chu is the worst driver. Keep him off your back. Got 5 laps. 7, 8. Alright, we can actually push. Alright, we're getting warnings already on Gomez's car, but overall I think we're okay. No, don't let Chu pass. Damn you, Chu! Okay, and Chu's car is in good condition, so we gotta try and hope that we can beat Dreyfus, because Dreyfus is gonna struggle in the last couple of laps at least. Last night I chugged water for 5 seconds every shot my friend took. I'm hydrated well. Hydrated well. That's good. It's always good to hydrate. I should probably get some water actually. I'll get some water after this race. I actually forgot to give myself a drink before, so I will take a break to get some water and maybe some tea as well after this race. That car is fucked, which is good, because there's a long way to go. So Anthony can probably catch Dembele, and we can get Anthony pushing at this stage. I think they'll survive the race with push strategy. Our fuel consumption is much worse than other cars. It's going down way too quickly, which is a shame. But overall, you know, overall I think we're doing okay. Just gotta survive. 55 and 61. I'm gonna go one more lap on push, and then we're gonna really attack. And we're gonna hopefully... I'm actually hoping that I can catch Dreyfus and also keep up with Chu with Gomez. There's quite a gap though, to be fair. I'm also hoping that Anthony catches Dembele, because she is really going to struggle with these issues in her car. Right, Gomez. Attack! And Anthony. Attack! Obviously when you quickly attack, your cars suddenly spawn machine guns and you shoot everybody off the pitch. But from now on, when I start chugging, I need some salt too. Okay. Salt and water is not a good idea. Another car's retired! We're gonna at least get 18th and 17th. We're hoping that a few more cars retire, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Dreyfus has to retire actually. Not Dreyfus, Dembele. I wouldn't be surprised if Dembele has to retire, because her car is really struggling. I know the tyre deck is bad, but we've only got a couple of laps. You'll make it. I believe in you. So actually, with Yondotir retired, we're going to pick up 15th, and we should be able to hold on to it. Oh dear. Okay, Gomez's car is in trouble, so I'm gonna have to hang off. I'm gonna have to slow down on pushing the engine a bit. There are people still pitting this late. Are they crazy? Okay. Fine. No, keep pushing the tires. Shut up. I'm hoping that the engine doesn't explode, though. We may end up retiring ourselves here if we're not careful. Come on, Gomez. You can do it. Yes, I know. I know things are looking bad. We've only got 2 laps. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Because if you choke too much, there won't be enough salt in your body, and over time that will cause a problem. No. I mean, you can literally drink yourself to death, but you need to drink a lot of water, and it's not salt that's the problem. It's more the it's more your body's ability to distribute it. Essentially, that's the problem. That's not related to salt. But okay, maybe you know something I don't. It's plausible, certainly. We're going to finish 15th and 17th here. Oh, we're not. We're going to catch 14. Yes, catch Tang. Okay, wait, let's gamble in this last drive. Hopefully Gomez's car engine doesn't blow up, but go on, push it as hard as you can. I'm actually going to push against Dembele as well. Push both cars as hard as we can. Oh, we got took over by first. That would have actually destroyed our chances. But we're going to finish 15th. We still got a lap to go. Okay then. Well, Anthony's finished, so Anthony's got 17th, which is, you know, that's fine. We managed to catch Marchetta somehow. And Gomez basically has to survive this lap and not get taken over by Dembele, which I hope he can do. Because he's not catching the Dragon Racing team, the red team. Unfortunately, the other red team, because we're a red team. We're dark red though. They are shiny Chinese red. No, get off my ass! Don't give up 15th. Are you joking? Oh. Well, 16th and 17th. It's still better than 19th and 20th. We'll take it. We will take it. Now we need to focus on making the car better for the most part. It didn't suck. It's okay. We could have done much worse than that, to be fair. So, 16th and 17th in our first race. Not ideal, but could have been much worse. Could have been much worse. And we did manage a 2-pit race, as did a couple of other teams, but yeah. So no surprises really. Garuda did really well, the orange team. FRT did pretty well, the blue team, turquoise team, whatever you want to call them, and the purple team did pretty well, which is not surprising. I forget what these are called, but they're also pretty good. And Arbeloa and where's oh yeah, Jonsdottir actually retired. Oh, that was really bad for that team. So the top 3 teams, actually, 2 of them did roughly as expected, and 1 of them did pretty badly. So what did we manage to pick up? We managed to pick up 5 points and 4 points. With Faith being a whole lap behind the leader, which is not great, but whatever, it'll do. And we're 2 points behind Archer. So we're fighting with Archer, Octane and Dragon for the most part. And how many points are we behind Dragon? We're only 6 points behind Dragon. So hopefully we can pick that up in the races to come. Because if we finish somewhere around 8th, we've done really well, basically. But these are our main opponents. So red team, yellow team, grey team. That's what we're fighting. And I did say that we're going to get water, so I'm going to go get some water quickly. I'll leave the screen on so you can do some reading if you want to, and I'll be right back with some water. 1 second. Alright then, so, oh look, a fan wants to see us at the top. Good luck with that. That's not gonna happen. I know? What you know? What happened? Okay, I don't know. So, oh, let's just use these weights for a second, try and put some pressure on my shoulder. We kind of wasted the first week of... Well, no, we didn't waste it, because we're going to be stuck with the engine for a while, because we can't afford to replace it, to be fair. But we did kind of waste the first week's improvements. Because I want to replace both engines, but the engine is the most expensive component as well, because of course it is. That's the Asian and the world, so we don't care about that so much.